We see the Trump signs constantly on our streets, and we know from that standpoint that there's hatred, and we're just gonna have to deal with it some kind of way. And the Justice Department needs to be right here today looking into it.
What?
Here we go again. Every single time a far right-winger carries out an act of evil, which is actually pretty rare, but every time that does happen, the Democrats, their media, left-wing activists, and just straight-up anti-white influencers on social media use it like a tactical political nuke against their opponents. And we'll get right into those clips, but first, a quick message about this free coin offer from Noble Gold. The US dollar has lost 85% of its value since the dollar decoupled from gold, and the government seems hell-bent on continuing that tradition. From now until the next elections, the government can print as much money as they want. The last time they did that, inflation went up 9%. Gold is the one asset that has proven to withstand inflation. Invest in gold with Noble Gold Investments and you'll get a 24 karat, 1/4 ounce gold standard coin for free. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com right now. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Or simply dial 1-877-646-5347. The only gold company I trust. And remember, there's always risk in investment, and there are no guarantees of any kind.
I spoke with my colleague Juliette Kayyem. She used to be an official with the Department of Homeland Security, and she told me that Jacksonville specifically is a breeding ground of neo-Nazism, that they have been tracking this and seeing this. I mean, what can you tell me and tell us about the climate there in Jacksonville with these hate groups?
Well, I think the federal government and the Justice Department are going to have to do a better job and exercising exactly where these hate groups exist. I mean, we see these Confederate signs, we see the Trump signs constantly on our streets, and we know from that standpoint that there's hatred, and we're just gonna have to deal with it some kind of way. And the Justice Department needs to be right here today looking into it.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
This is a one-way standard that is obviously being used as a pretext for the government to crack down on the Democrats' political opponents in various authoritarian ways. Notice how this never happens the other way around when a left-winger attacks somebody on the right or a white person, or even Asians for that matter, because you remember when black people were attacking them, the media blamed white supremacy.
In the wake of a recent spike of anti-Asian violence and with little evidence, many have begun to point to a divide between black and Asian Americans as the real issue facing our communities, instead of naming the true culprit, white supremacy.
Are you fucking crazy? Huh?
When that left-winger planned to assassinate SCOTUS judges at their homes, the media didn't blame themselves or Democrats for promoting the threatening mobs outside their homes. And the same goes for any violence related to Democrats or left-wingers.
I saw it at the Republican debate. I was nervous. Because he had Ron DeSantis up there, who has been, I think, very irresponsible as a leader in stoking some of this.
What are you talking about?
DeSantis has faced backlash over efforts to change black history education in public schools, with new curriculum standards including a controversial provision that some slaves develop skills that could be used for their personal benefit.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
Absolutely disgusting. The guy who did this was a hate-filled nutcase, and it had absolutely nothing to do with Ron DeSantis, and nothing to do with removing critical race theory, gender theory, queer theory, or other far-left ideologies from the public schools. All of black history, and then some, is still being taught in Florida schools. The claim that these things aren't being taught anymore is a lie that's been debunked for months now, but they just keep saying it.
This is a completely made-up deal. I looked at the standards. I even looked at an analysis of the standards in every instance where the word slavery or slave was used. I even read the statement of the African-American scholars that wrote the standards, not Ron DeSantis, but the scholars. Everybody involved in this says this is completely a fabricated issue.
And yes, I know the media loves to show this handful of supposed Nazis with DeSantis flags, but ask yourself, if actual Nazis supported DeSantis, why would they openly promote him? That's not going to help him. I'm not saying that these people are particularly smart, but come on. We know the Uniparty has carried out false flags just like this in the past. While this latest shooting is nightmarish, and my heart goes out to the families of the victims, it's absolutely rare for white people to do this sort of thing based on our population size. If you look at the crime stats, there's quite a few more whites killed by black people than the other way around. I give you more up-to-date stats, but they don't release them anymore. How convenient. Just imagine that every time a white person was killed by a black person, white people in the media, politicians, and influencers started preaching about the danger to white people posed by black people. It would never be allowed, which is why the media almost never covers black on white violence, because they think we would all grab tiki torches and attack black communities. So then that begs the question, do they want some sort of negative backlash against white communities? Well, based on a consistent standard, I would say yes, but I'll let you decide. All right, folks, that's all I have for that one. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and then leave a comment to vent some of those frustrations. Thanks a lot. See you on the next one.